Hello, 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 and welcome to Beauty Pioneers. How is everybody doing today? I am your host, Coach Lee Hill, and we have, I like that. And then we have hair coach Don Ferguson. Don, do you know we have all kind of stuff on here? We got applause, drum roll, all kind of stuff on here. Yeah. I'm like, okay. All right. So how are you doing today? Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this down.
Wonderful, wonderful,
Mhm.
wonderful, wonderful.
Coach Lee Hill. Hold on. It's just doing a whole bunch of stuff. I decided to do this on the laptop, so I'm trying to get used to everything. So
Okay.
today, the topic that we're talking about is, I think it's something about the beauty world. Like we giving y'all an update because it's been a lot of talk going on. The government has gotten involved, and we want to talk about that. And then we want to also talk about um like the state of the salons and the salon suite. I was actually, Don had sent over this video about the salon suites, but Don, I think that it'd be good if you just even talk about it as well, because I was like, I don't know why it wouldn't let me. They didn't have it set up where you can download it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with the video. Hold on. What am I doing? Hold on. Hold on. All right.
You guys, we need our critical thinking hairdressers to really go through and cut through this rhetoric bullshit, this swamp that's out there. Because the first thing they said, it was like 92%. I want you to remember that number. 92% of the schools are going to be failing if this bill doesn't go through or goes against the beauty schools. And I'm like, you want to know what? Good. They're holding you accountable. They want you to be transparent, and they don't want to be, because as soon as you listen to the video, they were going through and hitting a completely different direction than what the federal government is asking them. The federal government is just asking them to be transparent. Please
And
let us know.
I'd be curious to know if that number is really 92% are at risk, right? Like there are some really great schools that are privately owned that are going to come out of this completely unscathed because they put together some excellent programs.
Exactly.
Well, it's the same thing in college. You can go to shitty college too. You know what I mean? As much as you can go to a shitty trade school. And then there are some great colleges and some great trade schools out there. And it's always why when people are asking me or they come to me for like a shadow day before they go to school, it's like, look, I'm trying to figure out if this is the industry for me. Visit 3 or 4 salons, visit 3 to 4 schools. And in the end, go to your publicly owned local community college, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're not losing their
Absolutely.
funding. They're not privately owned. They will never lose their funding.
Exactly. But I mean, I was watching the video though, and literally, I want to know where they're getting these fucking numbers from. The government is asking them for an audit. You know what I mean? They're like, let's go through and see exactly why these people are making literally their first year $30,000. They're charging anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 to go to school, but these kids are coming out and only making $30,000 a year, and they want to know why. And
Well, I
of
think
course,
what really upset me about that conversation was that the finger was pointed at us. Well, you're only making 30 or 40,000 because you're not claiming your tips. It's hard to not claim your money these days when only 25% of the United States population is actually paying for things in cash on a regular basis. I mean, even nowadays, if you accept tips from Venmo and you accept over, I think it's like $40 a month, Venmo's going to automatically report you no matter what.
They do. Absolutely. They absolutely do.
20,000.
What you think about that? I know we talked a little bit about it, but what you think about that? I see something big on the horizon, but I want to hear your thoughts before I go on my little tangent.
The result of the beauty industry is based on what was in the beauty industry. It's like the folks, like the baby is grown up now. So it's the evolution of what was is now what is. So they didn't pour into education. Everybody said, "Oh, you don't need all that." At least when I was taking advanced training classes and going to you know, investing in the craft. Almost every stylist that I encourage to go with me or come along or take the class with me, 90% said, "I don't need that." To the point I even paid for my staff to come and take training, right? I was like, okay, maybe they'll pay for the classes when I get them to Vegas, right? I'll pay for you guys to come to Vegas. And, you know, they're offering classes, and if you want to take them, you can. And no one did. But
it's crazy.
It was a learning experience for me. It didn't stop me. It didn't discourage me. It just told me that's where they were. You know, okay, no problem. But you also see where they are in the industry 20 years later, right? Some are still behind the chair. Some aren't doing hair at all. The results of what they invested in the craft is now produced what it is for them, right? And it's either the lifestyle, not the lifestyle. It didn't produce what they wanted, but they're getting exactly what they put into the industry. No, if you don't invest in hair cutting classes, hair coloring classes, you have to perfect your skill set. It's not black and white. If you jump in on trends, you're going to be lost because trends fade out. And I think that's why a lot of us as stylists can't transition into the next level or evolve to the next level in the industry, because we got in the industry on a trend. Like some, you know, be like, well, all I'm going to do is just braid hair. I don't need a license. Okay. So they got into the salon, and now you're in the salon, but you're applying color. Why are you applying color and you have a braider's license? And oh, no, I'm just going to do braids. So the effect of all those jumping through hoops, those breaking the rules, and, you know, it brought about a certain level of confusion within the industry or the beauty industry. And the consumer was very confused because they didn't know if the stylist was licensed or not licensed. You know what I mean? Because they assume that they're licensed, and because they're in the beauty salon, they're working. Okay. So the reason they're not making the money, a lot of stylists don't claim or report they're bad, horrible bookkeepers. Right. So I get it every day. I'm spending every day. If I go in the shop and my clients are paying me cash, right, I'm getting paid $15, $20 haircut. I do 5 clients a day. That's $100. I done spent $50 at the gas station. I bought $20 on lunch. By the end of the day, I'm left with maybe 15 or $10. So, you know, when it's time to file their taxes, they're like, "What? What do you mean?" You know what I mean? Right. So if we don't have those things in place to help us navigate the craft, we end up keep revolving, you know, digging up dirt, kicking rocks, and we can't see the elevation of the beauty industry, because you have people that are working the system, the beauty system, that are very successful. Supercuts, they have an established strategy. You have different beauty brands that have established strategies that are doing extremely well. Only the salon suites are suffering, and those individual salon owners are really suffering. They have to close their salon down. You can't survive in an individualistic mindset. Right. You know what I mean? And so the salon suites, that's what they encourage. One person, one unit. So you're constantly working every day. You have no day off because you need to produce money to pay for your space. That's my thought.
Yeah. It's so much with this. And it's going to affect, I pray that the clients and hairstylists are watching this video because it's really an important video. It took me, when I first heard it, Don, because we were just talking about this, I think it was yesterday, and you were talking about the science, remember? And how important it is, even in our videos, that, you know, we talk about the science of things, because that's pretty much what's left out, right? And so when you hear now the government is saying, basically what's going on, guys, is that the government is saying, how are all these people coming through beauty school and you're charging them 30, 40,000 for the beauty school, and they're only making 30,000 bucks that they're reporting. And they said, well, you're not reporting tips, which is, you're not, if you're making 30,000, you don't have that type of clientele,
right?
To be reporting tips. I can promise you that them people paying $3 to $5, you know, and they swear they're doing something. Grateful, but that's the reality, right? So when I think about that, it's so many, it's I'm gonna tell you, it's the beginning of the destruction of those bad attitude hairstylists, those hairstylists that said, hey, I don't need a cosmetology license, right? Because now what happens is now they're shining the light on that. Okay, so they're only making 30,000 because a lot of them don't even have a cosmetology license. They don't understand the science. They're going to start looking at the complaints, right? They're going to start looking at, and I like to think that we have something to do with a lot of things that's going on. Don't think that people just not watching our channel. They're watching our channel. But what happens now is that I remember when I was in beauty school, my school, it was $9,000. But I remember having a lot of Hispanic women in there. They went to beauty school not because they wanted to be a hairstylist. They went to beauty school because they wanted to continue. Remember, it was a time where the government say, if you're in school or anything like that, or you're working, you still get your food stamps. So a lot of them was going to beauty school saying, hey, I'm trying to better myself. So that's the only reason. I was watch them. They wouldn't try to do no hair. They would just be sitting there turning the books when they doing the theory part. And by the time it got to the point where we go into the clinical, when we go into where we're doing the actual hair, you didn't see a lot of those ladies because they were there for the wrong reasons. So the government, so it shines a light on that. So if you're in the beauty industry, and that's what I talked about last week, you cannot get into the beauty industry for money. It has to be something that you love. It has to be, you have to have a gift to be able to serve, because it's a service career, right? So if you're coming in for the wrong reasons, it's now they like, get rid of it. So now they're holding the schools accountable. And I think it's excellent that they hold the schools accountable, right? And now the schools don't get funded because you're just passing these people along, passing these ladies, these men along, and then they're getting out into the actual salons. And what you've taught them, the science that you taught them, is not really, they don't know, right? And then now we have the YouTube. You notice even the influencers with the, you know, teaching how to add the weave and all that stuff. I don't see a lot of it as much, right? So now it's shining a light on that. And then it's shining a light on those who say, I'm a specialty stylist. Like you said, Don, I'm a braider, but I'm doing color. And so it shines a light on that. Then it's so many lights, y'all, that's being shined. It also shines a light on, and when I say shine a light, it means holding people accountable. Now, for those of you, Dawn sent me this video, and I want her to she did expound on it, about this lady who was saying, a lot of you are getting out of the beauty school and you're going directly into a suite. And like Dawn said, you working all these hours and also you're not getting any continuing education. Do you guys know that we had the salons that I worked in? Those were the key reasons why I went into certain salons, was because I needed the continuing education. I needed to be around people that sharpen my skills, because there was going to be a client that walked through the door that asked for something, and I wanted to be able to provide it. I did not want to limit myself, right? So if you're in a salon suite, how are you getting continuing education? You're not. So you're only going on the skill set that you was taught with all the way up until, what's the beauty school? Because I finished in 9 months, but I think it's like up to a year, right? Depending on if you're going part-time, full-time, right? So what is your skill set? That's the worst thing a person can do. And I remember being in beauty school where they said, hey, don't do that. Go into a commission-based salon. So you can build up your clientele. You can build up your skill sets. We have people coming in twice a month to show you the newest hair cutting technique or the newest color technique. A lot of us in our world, in the Black beauty world, that's what it's about, the Black beauty world, a lot of us don't have the skill set. We just bleach and weave and putting color on top of it and swear we killing it. I can tell you the level of the hair that's going to come out based on what you're doing to the hair. And I can tell you that the quality of that hair is going to be done because you don't know what you're doing to the hair, much less the individual hair. So it shines a light on so many things, and where these beauty schools that are taking money and not giving them the education is the worst of the worst. And it shows also, I was looking at trichology. They were looking at the trichology school, and I was reading on the trichology school, like, what's the best trichology school? And I was looking at the comments for certain. It was a school in Georgia, and they were the people were. One lady was complaining she didn't want to learn about trichology. She wanted to learn how to put a wig together. So the mindset of our people as well is just show me how to do a wig, like as if that's all that the beauty industry requires. A lot of us don't have the education because a lot of schools are not preparing the people. It's kind of like, you know how they say the basketball players and sports people, the guys, 70% of them end up bankrupt because they don't have the education, like Don was saying, or the skills. So a lot of you guys, like she said, you're making money, you're getting cash, and you're spending it as you're making it. So you don't know about paying quarterly taxes. You don't know about savings. A lot of you don't even think about the fact that you need insurance because you're like, well, I'm gonna make enough, I'm gonna report this, and I'm gonna get Medicaid. But you see, I work for the system. You see, they're not giving Medicaid like that no more. So they shutting things down. And what's happening is, it's not just the school that they're holding responsible. Now they're holding responsible us to say, what you gonna do? You're gonna either rise, you're gonna get right, or you're gonna get left, because the world is shifting. So all of you who are, doing the quick weaves and all that stuff, that watch what starts happening. You think that they just talking, the government just going after the schools? They're gonna start going into them salons. They're gonna start looking at licenses. It's getting serious, because anywhere where the government got to put their money in, they want to know what's going on. That's my thought on it. Don, you got anything extra?
I've got so much extra to say. So much extra to say. But I don't know how much time we have. We have to devote ourselves to restoring, preserving our beauty, because what we've been doing is destroying it by going to the cheaper person or staying in these styles for forever and a day. There's no style that's supposed to last 30 days, 1 week, 3 months, 2 months. There's no style that's supposed to last that long. That's the science of the beauty industry. That's the science part, the longevity of the hairstyle, the cleanliness of the scalp. The trichology focuses on the health of the scalp. A lot of the conditions that we face internally comes from various products that we apply to our scalp. Our scalp has pores, and those ingredients seep into our pores. The skin is the largest organ on the body. So when we put lotion on our body, it absorbs. When we put grease on our scalp, which there's no need to oil our scalp because the scalp produces oil. They have oil glands, oil ducts that are attached to the follicle. So if the scalp is dry, it's because we're using drying agents that are causing our scalp to be dry, such as edge control, such as foaming lotions. And if you're going to have your hair braided, why is the braider using these particular products in your hair? Does the braider know why they are using these products in your hair? Number one, does the braider even understand the science of hair? Do they even know the structure of your hair? The cuticle, the cortex, the medulla? Do they even know that? Because if you don't know that, how can you
Pick a product.
protect it? Right.
Mhm.
How can you select a product that's gonna preserve and protect my hair if you don't even know the structure of my hair? So a lot of times people are in the salon, they are clueless as to what to do to your hair. I just need to get this lady money. Let me just go ahead and put these braids down. Mom can't braid the hair. I don't understand why I understand why we're tired. I do, because most of us are running single family homes. So yes, I do understand why we're tired and why we just say, look, I'll just give this job to a licensed professional or professional to handle my daughter's hair. But
Right.
we can't go in with all these products. It's damaging. All we used to use back in the day was grease, right?
That blue magic,
Right.
Dom.
So we never had all these products. It's like a conglomerate. You have I'm pretty sure you got $500 worth of hair products in your sink alone underneath the cabinet. You know, we could do a cabinet beauty haul from just what's under the sink. And that's what I go over with my clients, even on a Zoom call or when they come to me. You know, we do pictures, text. Hey, bring the products that you are using on your hair so we can go through them and we can get you on a system. No, you don't need to buy any new products. What? No, let's see what it is that you have. Let's go through what it is that you have and find out what is working, because they do spend a lot of money on products, but they just don't know how to use them. So you need someone that understands the science of your beauty in order to give you the proper analysis on what to do with your hair. Just, in order to prescribe what's needed with you, you have to know what's going on with you. And a lot of times it's that bad, horrible product that we go in, that we put on our hair to make the style last. The style is supposed to last past 72 hours.
Don, so one of the things I do hate about TikTok, they love to put the videos up and with the lace front, and they love to say, or the edge control. Like the new one is they take the edge control, they scoop it, and they put it on the wall, and then they put a pan on the wall and say, look how it's holding it up.
Oh, good night.
Like, so you gonna I love when you say good night. And I'm like, so you see that thing is holding up a pan and you think that is safe to put on your hair? You know why they think it's safe? Because we got now the light is being shined like, hey, why are these people only making $30,000 a year in cosmetology school? Like, what do they know? What's their clientele like? Hairstylists, I see hairstylists even on social media complaining about clients and stuff. And I'm like, it takes up to, I think it's like 8 months to a year to build up a strong clientele. So that means it requires you to be consistent. They don't even have that knowledge. They don't even know that. They just like, hey, I know how to do hair. I had so many people coming to my house. So I decided to go ahead and open up a salon suite. No skill set, no customer service, no people skills. I just know how to do these quick weaves. I know how to get the razor and cut. And that's the trend. Now, I wanted to, it was a few videos because I was like, it may seem like, you know what I'm saying, when we think about the Black beauty world and the information that we're giving you guys, that's all that goes on. But we do have some salons, nail salons, hair salons, where I'm telling you, and I've had to say this a few times on social media, because people are like, I wouldn't pay that much. Where there are just as much as people that believe that they wouldn't pay that much to do what is that, Dawn? For hair extensions or whatever the case may be, there's just as many people, women and men, that are willing to pay for that. But when you look at the different services, I think this is the reason why I'm bringing this topic up. There will be, for the hairstylist that was true to the game, that's been in the game, that understands, that never was shook when it got slower, because you had these kitchen hairstylists, right? That you had the braiders and you had the quick weave, the people that there is coming a time now that people is going to be a shift. It's going to be a shift, because when you start asking for answers, people start to run and hide. And people say, I don't even know if this is worth me doing. So what happens is, or you're going to have those hairstylists that are not licensed, that only have a specialty license, that can't give you the service. And a lot of you are going to end up finding out that there are a lot of great hairstylists, cosmetologists that do the same work. But it's going to require, it's going to be a shift where people are going to start coming back to you because they need their hair back, right? This beauty world, yeah, the government is talking about the beauty schools, but I'm telling you, it's showing people's skill sets. It's showing everything. And a lot of the clients are waking up and saying, man, she could do hair and everything, but my hair is thinning. And they're getting tired of it. And they're getting tired of coming and not getting answers. And they're realizing that they're failing themselves. It's only so long that you can complain about the hairstylist when you're the one that keep going to them and you see your hair thinning. So people are wising up. That's what I think. I think it's going to be a shift. And for those of you who have been in the game, clients, you done had clients for 30 years and you've been doing what you need to do, and you've been taking care of yourself and you've been maintaining, honey, a lot of those people will be coming back. You hear me? A lot of them will be coming back. I wanted to show this video because this is the state that we've been dealing with for a few years. I don't know, Dawn, if it's been since 2020, since the whole thing where everybody was in the house, but the whole shampoo thing. I want to show this video real quick. And then I want to show you guys the positive side to the world that you actually can be in. You don't even have to deal with the bad attitudes and the things that you're dealing with when it's coming to these hairstylists, right? So I want you to know that there's not just the world of hood and we don't know how to do skill sets and we don't have professional places. There are hundreds of thousands of women, even in the millions, Black women that are killing the game, that are doing a great job. So I wanted to show that side as well. Hold on.
When did it start being acceptable for hairstylists to not shampoo your hair? Because when I was in cosmetology school, one of the first things we learned was sanitation. And for them to be comfortable to not shampoo your hair, and for y'all to be comfortable to book these stylists and pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to not shampoo your hair or not even treat your hair is even crazier. These folks literally be slapping this stuff on top of these clients' head and wondering why the client's hair is not flourishing. Because guess what? They don't care about your hair or the sanitation of your hair. I just don't get it. I really, really don't get it. And it's really starting to become super normal. And then y'all get on the internet and complain that these people not shampooing your hair, knowing that they wasn't going to shampoo in the first place. Please, as a client, please make sure these folks are shampooing y'all's hair. That is so important.
Don, I pulled this video because, like I said, a lot of people are like, I wash my hair at home. I only don't wash my hair. And we know that they're still charging them as if they're shampooing their hair. Can you talk about what happens to a client that goes and get the hairstyles that last long? Can you break down the science of that, where what happens to the scalp over time, and what happens to the ends of the hair? What actually happens? Can you kind of go into that for those that are still like, well, I'm still going to Kiki because she do quick weaves for $50. Can you go into that real quick and explain what happens to the clients that say, I want a hairstyle for 2 and 3 months?
The science is, the skin is the largest organ on the body. Okay. This includes the scalp. Okay. It must be cleansed daily, on a daily basis. This includes the scalp. Okay. This is why we have blow dryers in every hotel that you stay in, that there's a blow dryer in there, so the consumer can cleanse their scalp and dry it. You don't have to style your hair, but you can cleanse your scalp. It's a sanitation protocol. It's a part of your daily hygiene. You know, it's hygiene. It's a part of your daily hygienic cleansing routine. Okay, right. Like taking a bath. So cleansing your scalp or not cleansing it daily causes health issues, right? Because that bacteria that builds up on the scalp, bacteria builds up everywhere and on places that are not cleansed on a daily basis or after each use. That's why they tell us to use barbicides. We're supposed to use clean combs on everyone. We should use clean capes on everyone, because you transfer germs from one client to the next. That's why we have to use Stannis strips when we use the cape on each client. So anything that comes in contact with the client must be discarded or used and get a new one. That's sanitation protocol, sanitation 101. So when you go in and you apply this weave or install and you don't cleanse your scalp, bacteria is forming on your scalp daily. Okay. This is why we go in and they start itching or patting the scalp. So now you go in and your scalp is irritated because all this bacteria has built up on the scalp, and you're itching. Okay. Those little germs are growing and they are dancing and they're having a party on your scalp. So you're going and you're itching so bad, you take whatever it is that you can get and you're piercing your scalp. First, you start with the scalp, right? Then you can't get in there. So you get you a bobby pin, rat tail comb. You go in and you know how we go when our head is itching or your back is itching. You know how your body feels when you have an itch that you just got to scratch. So you just go in and you try to find some type of comfort, right? And you scratch yourself till it bleeds. You break the skin. You just broke the skin on your scalp. So all that bacteria that was on your scalp is now in the bloodstream. Okay. And this is how you become ill. This is how your scalp becomes unhealthy. This is now your body has to fight off this bacteria from within. And when you go scratching, your brain cells are back there. That's where, it's a cavity where the brain. So all that bacteria is seeping into the brain. This is why you make such ludicrous decisions. This is
Right.
why you see them padding, and because they are literally losing their mind. The bacteria is like a fungus eating at the brain and eating at the scalp to the point that you're just delusional. You,
Mm,
you don't even know that you should take it off.
right.
You're so delusional till you're just steady trying to pat and fix, and your body is screaming for release. It's screaming to be cleansed.
I know,
It's screaming to be cleansed, but you would
Don,
not put it in water.
I know
Yeah,
clients that never had scalp disorders,
right,
but they wanted the latest hairstyle, and there's nothing wrong with that. They
right.
know that the person that they're going to does not care about the care of their hair, like this young lady was saying in the video.
Mhm.
I have seen clients that said, I break out from the hair.
Mhm.
The hair. They'll even post a pic, like, look at me. And I'm like, you can't make this up. You see, the only thing they're using on your hair is the edge control, what they call it, jam.
Mhm.
The jam. That's all they're putting on your hair because they're not washing it because you think that you did such a great job at home shampooing your hair. So, like you said, and this is the thing, this is the biggest thing for me. And I tell my clients, and they're like, you're right. What if you decided for a month not to take a bath? Or what if you decided, you know what, I'm going to wash in that area to make sure I ain't itchy down there, right? I'm going to wash my legs, but I'm not going to wash my upper body. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I was just giving them like different scenarios. Your hair, your scalp is a part of your body. And the fact that we don't realize that it is just as important, that's a problem. So the reason for that video, and I wanted to break down the science of things, is because a lot of you are going to the hairstylist, and you still will. They'll go into the kitchen. They're gonna start paying the suite because they can't afford the suite, because remember, they was doing $50 quick weaves, right? Or whatever the case may be. Eventually, that's going to get old. They don't have the skill set. They're too prideful. A lot of us are too prideful to say, hey, I'm drowning, or I need to get a better skill set, or I need to go back to school. A lot of us are not are on that mindset. And guess what? They're gonna those you clients, you guys will be in those salons, and you're gonna actually love it. You're gonna be like, man, what was I doing? What was I doing in that salon? So it's key for you to understand, if you are, with all the shakeups that's about to start happening, they're going after everything. When I say everything, it's a shift that's happening. And I think that in the beauty world, especially our Black consumers and cosmetologists and hairstylists, we need to wake up, and either we need to get to a place where we understand that business as usual will not be. And if you don't change your business mindset, if you don't get the help that you need, you're going to fold. And a lot of you are going to the 9-to-5s because you're like, oh, these people don't want to, they don't support Black businesses. No, people don't support no one that don't support their hair. People, let me tell you about beauty pioneers. If you think people are coming on here because because I've had 26 years of hair. I've been in the industry for 26, and Don been in the industry over 30 years in the industry, right? You think they're on here for that? They are on here, even the hairstylists, because they are looking for, what can I do to, how can you help me? Even on a podcast, people are coming to Beauty Pioneers to say, oh, they understand, how can I get the help I need? When people come to you when someone comes to you and they love your gift, it is your responsibility to take that gift to the next level. How do I make this better? Where do I fall short at? It is your responsibility. And let me tell you something, clients will brag about you learning and building your community.
Mhm.
There are women that have had, Dawn has had clients over 30 years.
Mhm.
Dawn done did weddings. These people, and her name is known as what? She's helped so many people. So if you're in the industry where you're taking and you're not helping your clients, eventually your business is going to fold. It's not when, I mean, it's not if, it is when it is going to fold. If you are in the industry and you are treating the people like a number, some consumers gonna wise up. Either they're gonna wise up or they're gonna get bald enough where they're gonna be like, let me find somebody else. All right. So I want to show another video. It's two videos I got that I wanted to show you guys that there's a world where we getting it done.
As a salon owner, I used to think making more money meant working more until I found an extra $2 to $5K a month in hidden revenue already in my business. I own a luxury beauty bar in LA, and this is what my day looks like with the help of Gloss Genius now that I'm not doing everything manually. The first thing I check is my growth analyst. It showed me I was underpricing certain services compared to other high-end salons, so I made a few adjustments, and my revenue increased instantly. Now I use real-time reports and pricing insights to guide those decisions instead of me guessing. Then it pointed out gaps in my schedule where we were losing money. I refined my booking flow and deposits, and now our days stay full without me having to chase clients. And the biggest shift, it broke down my client spending habits. So instead of working more hours, I started promoting higher ticket services more intentionally. Now everything I do is backed by client insights and custom reports. I didn't work more, I just worked smarter, and that's exactly how my salon is making more without burnout.
That video was more so for hairstylists that, is that me? Oh, that say that they can't, they can't do it, or you're complaining about clients and stuff like that. We're going to do a video on that too. Like, I think we did it a long time ago, Don, but I think we need to do another one. Like, you are, whoever your clients are, that's who you are. That's what you're attracting. That's what your business is attracting. So if you complaining, and we got tons of videos on people complaining, you have to look at yourself. That's like in everyday life. If you're attracting the wrong type of friends, look at yourself. They are people that come into your life are mirrors of who you are. Right? There's some parts of them, maybe not all of them, but some parts of them, they are attracted to you because there's something about you that you guys have similar. And if they're not good, then you got to work on that. So, now I'm not saying we don't have any bad clients that come, but they'll feel out of place. I've been in salons and clients coming in, and they like, so what do you mean a silk wrap is 75? I'm like, yes, ma'am, it's 75. And they like, oh, such and such, well, such and such down the street, she charged 35. Well, baby, that's where you need to go. I don't attract that. You understand what I'm saying? So you are who you attract. So I just wanted the hairstylists, cosmetologists, nail techs, estheticians, the beauty world, the Black beauty world. There are hundreds of thousands of Black professionals that are in the industry in different areas that are doing very well, that are professional, that are educated, that do continuing education, that are not just, they may know how to braid, they may be braiders, but they got skill sets in coloring. They have other things, and they are licensed. They are willing to invest. And the clientele, you can tell the difference in the clientele. And the reason why the clientele don't mind the prices and willing to invest, because they see that their stylist is helping. When people see you trying, they will help you. All right. So I'm going to play this video, and then Don, you can, add your thing, and we almost at the end. All right.
Okay, can we have a moment to appreciate professional black hairstylist. I was feeling down in the dumps today and I went and got my hair done by Amina, and I floated out of the salon. I floated out of the salon. She was fantastic. She was on time. She took her time. She also did this in about 20 minutes with a flat iron, and I feel beautiful. I had not a great day. I took my car in to get the winter tires changed and then found out that she needs new struts, new brakes, a new transmission wiper arm. That sounds like a Johnson rod to me. So yeah, I took my butt to the hair salon to feel good and to feel beautiful and to forget this unexpected like $5,000 expense. Anyways, Amina, thank you. Thank you for making me feel gorgeous. Thank you for making me look gorgeous. And thank you for giving me faith in the black hairstyling industry again. I see two hairstylists. Both of them are black women. I go and see Gloria at Hair World. She relaxes my hair, and she is the woman that I've been seeing for 30 years to do my hair. She is stellar, stellar, stellar. Amina, I just discovered. She does great updos, great haircuts, great styling. She's just young and fresh and fantastic. And I am just so glad that I found these two women, because in the city I live in, and from what I see in TikTok, finding a great black hairstylist is like finding the Holy Grail in that like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade movie. I'm just beside myself. I just love this. I love this. I'm feeling myself.
I love that video, Don.
Yes, I do as well. Yes, 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 yes. But that's how you should feel when you come from the hair salon, whether you black, white, green, or purple. When we provide beauty services, that's the energy in which we should give to the client. Do the client feel like that? Because that's what we're selling. We're more than beauty, right? We're selling confidence, right? We're selling confidence packaged as beauty, self-awareness, self-worth, like she said, let me put this into me before I go and put into this car that I gotta fix. All these 4 things that she had, a $5,000 repair bill. Before I spend this money in this car, invest in myself and making me feel better. So, and she went and found her fellow sisters that she can invest in, which I'm pretty sure they invested in their craft as well.
Right.
So I hear that all the time. Dawn, are you doing hair? What are you doing? Where are you? I didn't know that you were still doing hair. And the answer is yes, but not to that magnitude. Not
Right.
to where I have to do it.
Oh, Don fell off. I don't know what happened. I heard I saw it. It was breaking up a little bit, but yeah. Oh my, I hit the mute button. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Don is correct, and I wanted you guys to understand, like beauty pioneers. Yeah, we have the bad apples, and yes, the industry does need help. There go Don there. The industry definitely. Don, you good? It was breaking up a lot. Hello?
Yeah. I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but I was just telling them the reason that I wanted to show that video, and I'm going to continue to do things like that because I don't want to just point out the pain points, because we know what the pain points is, but I need for the clients to get the exposure to understand that there's a whole world of people that would never, ever tolerate a hairstylist that would be rude or disrespectful or doesn't value their time and don't give quality products and quality work. When I'm talking to my clients, I'm doing my coaching, I ask them, have you ever tried to go to another hairstylist? And they're like, it's almost like they're afraid to go and see another hairstylist. I said, and it doesn't have to be in your town. It doesn't have to be in your city. right? I've lived in North Carolina and I would fly to Miami to get my hair done because I knew someone who could do my hair real good. My hairstylist of over 30 years, right? So that is the point that I'm making. Donna jumped off again, but the point that I'm making to you guys, you don't have to deal with that. And believe it or not, the money that you're investing in the weaves and wigs, and there's nothing wrong with that, you can do that. But take some time to invest the money in your own hair and in taking care of your hair instead of looking for a way to avoid taking care of your hair. That lady that was talking, it was more than just her outside beauty. She was radiating from the inside out. She wasn't dealing with coming to a salon, and I have a video where the hairstylists, they arguing back and forth. They're, you know what I'm saying? They bringing their problems to the client. A lot of hairstylists think that the client is that they would bring their problems to the client. That is not what you need to do. That is so unprofessional. And that's not the client's responsibility. When a client is coming to get service from you, like that lady said, she had a world of problems, but she said, honey, not today. I'm going in here and this person is going to make me feel and look good. That is what they're coming in for. They don't want to hear about Ray and your baby daddy and you got to put child support and you don't know how you're going to pay your life. That is not the place for that. And now some of us may create friendships and outside of the beauty salon. That's fine. But you need to understand, that's why a lot of us need to get out of the salon suites. A lot of us need to, if you're going to stay in the salon suites, get the education that you need in order to build up your business. Because I'm telling you guys right now, there is a shift that's coming. And for all of you that's trying to take the shortcuts and don't want to invest in your businesses, whether that's salons, whether that's education, whether that's going to the proper schools, they are shifting. There is going to be a time where they're going to have people coming into salons and you don't have the proper license and you're doing a service, they're going to put some real hard rules in. And then that's going to either make you or break you. You're going to either do the necessary steps to get it right, or guess what? They're going to shut it down. So all that stuff that y'all was doing before, and it's still going to go on. Trust me, that the whole, skimming and scamming and using bad products, it's still going to be clients that support them. They're going to go to their house and they're going to do that. And then they'll be the ones on the TikTok and Instagram talking about how this stylist messed their hair up. And you ask them, how many times you done been to her? How many times they done did that to you? So why you on social media? You accepted the behavior. You didn't care that your hair was coming out. You didn't care that she didn't have the education. So why talk about it on social media? So I guess Dawn is not coming back. Something was going on with her phone or whatnot, but it was perfect timing because we're actually 4 minutes away from our time on Beauty Pioneers. I pray that this video has blessed you guys. Remember, I am on Monday through Wednesday. I may try something different this week, but Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please remember to like, to share, to comment, and we cannot wait to see you guys next week. All right. Thank you for tuning in. And definitely make your comments if you weren't able to do it now. Tell us what you thought about it, what your views is about the salon. Your opinion matters. But I'm telling you, this is it. That when you see these salons talking about the government, they cutting corners everywhere. All right. I pray that this blessed you. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Smooches.